What's happening, YouTube? Doing a video today on Knife Pivot Lube. Very, very creative name. But it wasn't. It is pivot or lube created for knives specifically. Most of the stuff we use was not created for knives, like Nano oil, 10 weight, and this probably was fluorinated grease, but this is used for lots of different things. I show these because these are the two go-tos I've been using for years. This fluorinated grease on washer knives and this on bearing knives. But I was sent this to review, and I was going to pick some up anyway, so I was glad to get this. Going to give you my thoughts, going to go through a few different types of knives, go over kind of a 2-week period of using the lube on different knives and see how it improves the action and such, and then just see how overall I like the lube, and then I'll wrap up the video. Stay tuned. Okay, we're going to do a test here with the Knife Pivot Lube just on the ZT470. Just got it in, and it didn't have the best action. As you can see, I can't really shake it shut. It flips just fine, but it's not dropping or anything. So we're going to apply some of this Knife Pivot Lube now, and I'm going to just do, I'm not going to disassemble the knife. It comes with a nice needle applicator, so you don't have to disassemble the knife, which is really nice. And the typical spots that I do are the detent ball, and then try to get on the bearings. So trick is finding the best way to do that. So I got some in there, no problem. Oh yeah, that's got a nice little pocket right there for it. Sweet. Where's that detent ball at on this knife? That is weird. It's like almost like it's pressed in right there. Let's get that. Try one thing right here. Still not shaking shut. But definitely is getting better. I'm going to work that in a little bit, and we'll come back and look at it. Alright, so I let the lube sit a little bit, worked it in a little bit, and it's definitely gotten smoother. Let's zoom out. Granted, this has not been taken apart, just lubed with a needle applicator with a knife together, and it's definitely smoother, noticeably smoother than it was before. And I feel like the more I'm flipping it, the smoother it's getting. So it's not quite drop shut, but it's pretty close. And the knife, the pivot hasn't been loosened or anything. It's still got, you know, full pivot there. So far, good first impressions of the knife lube. We'll see how it holds up for about a week before we do a full video on it. Okay, for this, I also want to do a bearing, or not a bearing knife, a washer knife. So I'm going to do the Spyderco Brower. See if I can get some on the washers there. And on the detent ball, which hides, there it is, way back there. Got a nice drop on that detent ball. So let's see how that works in. Ooh. You can already feel the difference there. So I had Chris Reeve grease on there. Just want to see how it did on a washer knife, and I can already tell you, I can feel the improvement. You may not see it in the action as I'm shutting it. It's not going to fall shut, but it definitely feels improved. I'm done with my fingernail. Jeez. Yeah, it feels smoother to me. Like faster deployment on the flick, and then shutting it feels smooth. It's still not shutting, drop shutting right there. Still gets caught right about there, but yeah, feels good. I don't have anything on the bug out, but that's just the axis lock. I just don't think I can get that one smoother. Always try. Yeah, okay, well that's will be our test with the Benchmade. Also a washer knife. Get some. Down in the crevices there on the bearing, the washers. Yeah, look at that. It's pretty much just dropping shut now. Whereas before it was getting caught. Yeah, that's pretty good. As soon as I release that axis lock, it pretty much just falls on itself. Yeah, so I think that improved the smoothness on that. It was already super smooth, but I think it used to kind of get hung up right there. Now it just falls. So works good on axis lock knives for sure. That's pretty nice. Maybe my new favorite lube. Again, I'm going to see how. So we'll just do these 3 test knives. We've got an axis lock on washers, the Spyderco Brouwer on washers, and then the ZT 0470 on bearings. And it feels great. Maybe the hinder. I don't think you can get any smoother than that. How about the wheat here? Maybe. It's pretty smooth. Just seeing, you know, ones that maybe need or are noticeably going to see the difference on knives that weren't as necessarily as smooth as they could be. Telling you, that one is similar on the drop as the CRK grease, but where it's feeling better is on the initial flick of the knife. It feels very smooth and very fast. Like it's like it gave it some speed or something on opening. So, all right, guys, let's give them. We'll give them about a week or so. That's kind of what I want to do with this and see how they are. See if they're still how the action is after a week, and we'll come back and finish the video. Stay tuned. All right, so let's check out this small Sabenza on the Pivot Lube. It feels really good. Definitely not a noticeable difference as far as, you know, the way these both drop shut, the inlaid one being on, but where I can feel it is that I feel less resistance, less friction with this knife now that it has the Knife Pivot Lube than this one. They're both smooth, but there is a noticeable feeling on this knife now. Feels really good. Wow. I might be switching over to Knife Pivot Lube for all my knives, not just my bearing knives, because this bug out is, well, it was falling shut on itself. I put the lube on there like, yeah, there it goes, like probably 2 weeks ago, and it's so smooth. So I found on axis lock knives, which are on washers, which works great. Now we've discovered a CRK on it is fantastic, and we already knew that the bearing flippers like this Hinder, which is on bearings, it made a big difference in the action on this guy. So along with the ZT 470 that was not very good out of the box is now nearly drop shut smooth. So I definitely think this is good stuff. Now the only thing that I would change the one thing is the applicator is not, it's a needle, but it's kind of big. I like the, and this is some constructive feedback, I like the Nano oil needle a lot better. It's much thinner. You can get in better, you can get in smaller spaces with it. So one thing I would change would be to put a smaller needle applicator on that. Other than that, this stuff is great. I'll put a link in the description below where you can buy it. There you go, guys. New Knife Pivot Lube. This stuff has been reviewed by quite a few knife guys, and it's getting rave reviews across the board. Yeah, I am actually super surprised at how nice this Sebenza feels on that. I am pretty shocked, actually. I was thinking it might be not the case. Usually I like the CRK grease, with the Sebenzas, which, it's still great stuff. And it comes with the knife, so you don't have to buy more, but this even feels, wow, that is just, it feels so smooth. It's crazy. Definitely gets my endorsement, guys. Alright, guys, so my, this was the shocker right here, the Sebenza. How smooth. This sucker is like glass on this stuff. I was shocked. I really thought the Knife Pivot Lube would do best on bearing knives, which it did. Awesome. The action of this hinder improved tons. It's on bearings. This ZT was not very great out of the box. It made a huge difference there. The access locks, I actually don't think I did it on the 940. I just have this in here for another video, but my bug out, you'll see other times in the video. But the one that surprised me the most was how well it did with the Sebenzas. It's just crazy how smooth this knife is. It feels like glass. So I definitely recommend getting some of this, guys. It is definitely worth it. I think it's going to replace Nano oil for, actually it could technically replace both of these as the pivot of, or the lube of choice for my knives, because it works so well with washers and bearings. I never noticed what's it called? Nano oil working great for washer knives, and the same can be said with the fluorinated grease. I didn't love it on bearings. So I'm glad that I have one pivot, or one lube now for all my knife uses. So that's all I have to buy is this. So what does this cost? $10. For a little guy like this, is $10. You can get, I believe you can get 2 of these for $15. That was currently, let's see if he's still offering that promotion on the website. Yep. Oh, 2 for $16, $15.99. So you get 2 of these size for $16. I mean, one of these should last you quite a long time. You don't need very much of this. It doesn't require hardly any at all. So really good price, better price than Nano oil. I think I paid like $15 last time I bought Nano oil. It is more in the container, but the one thing I would change, like I mentioned earlier, is I would do a thinner applicator on the needle. That is it. That is really all I change. So thanks for watching this video, guys, and we will see you on the next one.